Welcome to Painting with Sima. Today we're going to get started with this beautiful painting that I've pre-sketched out. We're going to start with just getting some yellow in there, some long brush strokes, making sure your color is, making sure it's a little bit watered down a little bit, and now we're adding the second bright yellow color in just to give it a little bit more flavor in colors. Long brush strokes. And use some beautiful, nice paint. Now, so we're going to add some green to the side. Don't worry about the lines and the pencil that's like on the outside, because we're going to cover that up with paint later. So just get your greens in there. So I'm all about color, and this is kind of like, sometimes I do more precise painting. This one's more just like a sloppy kind of style of painting. So now we're going to add some gray into it and just smooth, nice long brush strokes, and later just make sure you get the whole surface covered, and then you can work on the details of how the long brush strokes, the details of how you're going to do it. Okay, we're going to add some silver to the sides, so just nice and long strokes there. Okay, let's see, what should we do next? You can see how the painting is so far. Okay, so now we're going to add some black, just to outline everything properly. So we're going to get a different brush, and let's put our lines in. So these are the different lines, on just covering up the pencil marks that and making sure we have an outline. And it doesn't have to, for this painting we're not being so precise, we're just doing kind of a sloppy style of painting. So long, nice brush strokes. Make sure your paintbrush is equipped with enough paint on it, and it's not too dry but not too wet either, because this one we're not doing like a dripping painting this time. And doing the lines, just filling in all the lines for the painting. Now I'm going to add a little bit of white to make it look a little bit gray. So that's just like so that the background is fully covered, and then we can come back in there with our black afterwards. So sometimes I go back and forth, so I'm just going to fill in with all the white for now, because that will help to make it gray when we add in our black. So we're putting in the white and just making sure it's all smoothed out and that the background's covered. Okay, now you can see it's a little bit gray. Sometimes the colors mix together, but that's the style we're doing. It's just adding like a grayish, and it's like a sloppy style. Okay, there we go. So make sure you get all your lines covered on all the roofs of the lighthouse. These are actually lighthouses. A lighthouse painting. 3 lighthouses with bridges connecting all 3. Okay, a little bit more black. Now let's outline each one of them sloppily. We're just doing sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. And we're going to make sure we do all the lines, all the lines, all the lines. There we go. Okay. And let's do all the lines, all the lines. That's it. Okay, now this one, all the lines, all the lines, all the lines, all the lines. Let's go. Okay, and all the side lines, all the lines just filled in. There we go. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Okay, good. Now we have this third little house that we still have to get to. All the lines, all the the top points of the roofs, and the sides. Make sure you use the edge of your brush. Sometimes if you don't use the edge of your brush, it could get a little bit, we want thin lines. There we go. Make sure we do every single line that you see that's attached to the house. So I'm going to come back to that one. I'm going to get some new colors for the third house, because I wanted to have 3 different colors of lighthouses. Okay, so let's get some purple and pink, and I'm going to get another This is a dried paint pan, so I used this in the past, but we can use it now and put some pink over top because that's all dried. So there's a pink, and then I'm gonna put some purple as well. Okay, now I'm gonna mix them in. Let's go. So as you can see, I've jumped ahead and I just painted this a little bit already. So I'm just did the pinks, and now I'm adding a little bit of purple. So I want to blend it. Make sure it's like not too dry. So make sure you blend it. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we're going back to the blue. We're gonna go back to. Sorry, we're finished that other house. We're gonna go to the clouds now. So we skipped ahead a bit now too. So I'm just gonna lazily draw in some clouds. It doesn't have to be perfectly on the lines. This is not fill in the blanks. Okay, so lazily just like get some color, however your heart feels to paint. You just like get that in. Now we're gonna use a different color of aqua paint. Just roughly paint it and it looks so nice. I love that color. Oh, it's my favorite, one of my favorite colors. I love purple too. Okay, and we're gonna mix it in with the other ones just to like give some other colors and just some like explorations of colors and vibrancy and just like float away within the clouds and just make it so beautiful. All right, so just like feeling out the painting. All right, and I'm gonna put some, let's see, like as another brush, because the thing is we need to, there's a little bit of yellow on that still, but that's okay. So there's a little bit of yellow sometimes in clouds. Okay, so now we're gonna add it to the top and just like blend it all in. It's like just make it all nice and smooth and just blend it together and just like make it a whole other texture. It just makes it so beautiful. Like I love just blending it all in. There we go. Okay, and just move over the painting and just all different areas. We need a little bit more white. Okay, let's get some more paint and like just move it all over the paper and just like blend it all in. Oh yes, beautiful. Okay, and that just makes it really cool looking. It's just like such a cool thing to look at, you know? It's like blend. Oh, let's get some more paint and a little bit of water. Like sometimes it gets a little dry, so like just add a little bit of water sometimes when you feel like your brush is not smooth and cooperating. And just like head it all around. Okay, there we go. Good. Now let's see. What should we do next? I think let's just make sure you get all the corners of your painting and just fill in it everywhere. Oh, it's beautiful. And then fill in between the lighthouses. Okay, great. And just fill in each side of the lighthouse. Okay, it's getting a little bit dry, but let's get some, what are we gonna do? We're gonna get a little bit more. Okay, let's get the black out because the black, there we go. Yeah, we have to do the bridges. So the bridges and the ground. We want definitive markings for the ground and just fill those in. There we go. Perfect. Okay. And now we got to make some windows. So these are like hashtag windows. Hashtag windows. So you can see it dripped a little bit. That's okay. Okay, now I hit hashtag windows. Perfect. Okay. And now let's see what else we can do. What else does this painting need? I know what it needs. It most definitely needs a little bit of gray. We're gonna put some gray. It's a little bit drippy, but that's fine. And we're going to make the ground and just like sloppy like we did before. It's fine because we're gonna add some white to it later. So just sloppily put it in, like just, I know it's a little bit dry right now, but we're gonna make that better when we add in some more water to the white. So we're gonna add some white in. Make sure your paints are smooth, and if not, you just need to add a little bit of water and just like fill in the areas that are not covered yet. You want to have this full painting fully covered. Okay, so let's go back for some more paint. Perfect. Okay, let's go. So filling it all in so beautifully. It's so beautiful. Yes. There we go. Yes. Okay, keep on going and just like paint it in. Sometimes you just like add shapes to the paintings, you know, you just feel out the brush and just feel your painting. I like to like sing or play songs while I'm painting, you know, just to add that little extra music, and it's beautiful paint, like smooth. Sometimes like I'll keep it on the canvas, but sometimes I'll move to the ground because sometimes you can't get the edges quite well, especially if you're just working on a piece of paper, like paper. If you're working on more of like a canvas that's stable, more stable, you can keep it up on there. But for now, like right now, it's a little bit unstable, so we have to eventually move to the ground so we can fill in the edges and the corners. There's a different view of it. Okay, now look at the whole painting. Oh yes, beautiful. It's turning out really, really, like, I'm making these paintings for design. So these ones are for like design paintings. Some I make are more, you know, particular. Okay, so let's get some brown and we're gonna mix it in with a little bit of white, and just the sides, like in between the houses, in between the lighthouses on the sides, we want to add a little bit different colors just to make something a little bit different. And don't worry if it's not perfect at first, because you can always make changes later. That's the great thing about paint. So you want to just go with it. You know, there's no mistakes in painting. You just want to go with it, and then you see how it turns out in the end. Some paintings turn out, you're like, oh, I love this painting, and other paintings you're like, oh, this is okay. But you just, you know, it's subjective. Art is so subjective. So, like, one person could love a painting, another person hate a painting. Just like clothing, you know? It's like, I like to wear my green shoes or my purple shoes, but somebody may be like, I would never wear those purple shoes. So it's so subjective. Okay, so we're mixing in a bit of white because I didn't like how it was too brownish, so I just want to make it more light, like a light brown. Okay, and in between houses, don't worry about if you go over the lines a bit. You can you can make those lines again later. Okay, so we're just filling it in, and just making sure it's all smooth and every part of the paper is covered. Okay, let's go in there with some black and just get it more defined. Okay, so we're going to define the painting. Just make it really defined. There we go. Okay, now we're going to define this part too, here and here. There we go. Just make it nice and define it with the black. All right, so what should we do next? We need to take a little bit of white, and we're going to add a little bit of water so it's, you know, it's not so, you know, dry. And we just want to like cover so that there's more like in between those lines, it's not just pure white, because we want different colors with this. So I'm just going to do a little bit with each of these houses. Okay, so just keep on filling it in and see how it goes. All right, and now let's see, what are we going to do now? Okay, let's take some black and mix it with the white. It turns a little bit of gray, and we're going to add a little bit of, let's see how this works out. We're going to add a little bit of gray and mix it all together. Just make a nice color. That's the great thing about painting, is that you can make different colors. Okay, and just fill in, so we're painting on the ground now, and just making sure the edges. So we're using like an old towel so that doesn't get on our floor, and just painting the edges. See how it's beautifully painting the edges and making it, it's okay if it's watery, because that's what we want, because it's going to dry. And after this, you just let it dry for a little while. All right, look at that. So we're getting there. It's coming along, and we're just making sure everything is smooth. There we go. It's turning out amazing. Look at that, beautiful. I love it so far. Oh my gosh, I love it. There's like a side view of it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, share, and comment. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next lesson.